Bruh. Just tell me I didn't see what I just saw. Tell me I didn't see what I just saw. Please tell me I didn't see what I just saw. Yeah, it's cooked. It's cooked. It's over, bro. They're crazy. They are crazy. $2.4 million? $2.4 million?
To understand the weight of what just happened, you have to understand the journey. For nearly 3 decades, the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, has been more than a sports league. It has been a statement, a struggle, and a symbol. It has fought for visibility in a crowded media landscape, for respect in the ecosystem of professional athletics, and, most fundamentally, for financial viability. Its players have been ambassadors, activists, and athletes of the highest caliber, often sacrificing greater overseas earnings for the chance to build something at home. The narrative has long been one of grit over glamour, principle over profit. Then, seemingly overnight, the calculus changed. A convergence of social movements, increased media and
gotta get into this. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's get right into things, man. So we know that there was a three-hour long meeting yesterday where the players thought the WNBA was going to give them some whopping offer, just a whopping of a deal. WNBA owners didn't offer them a damn thing. They told them to hit the bricks. Your main people didn't even show up. We'll get back to you when we
investment. And the arrival of transcendent, culture-shifting talent catapulted the league into a new stratosphere of public attention. Ratings shattered records. Jerseys sold out. The conversation shifted from survival to boom. And with that seismic shift came an inevitable, long-awaited, and deeply contentious question. Who gets to define this new era, and who reaps its rewards? This is the context for the stunning high-stakes rejection that has sent shockwaves through the sports world. The league's owners presented a proposal that can only be described as revolutionary by historical WNBA.
She said, adding to Alexa Phillipou's recap from yesterday, ESPN has obtained some information that was presented to players at yesterday's meeting, summarizing the WNBA's current positions. Let's get into it. Here it says, WNBA CBA proposal. The goal is a win-win for the CBA, win-win CBA. Substantially increase player salaries to reflect recent and future business growth, promote business health and profitability, maintain incentives for team and league investment. So that third part, you can't maintain incentive for people to invest if you're not making
standards. A plan to multiply player compensation nearly tenfold, overhaul working conditions, and fundamentally reshape the athlete's experience. And the players' union, in a move that has been met with equal parts admiration and alarm, said no. This isn't a simple labor dispute. It is a profound ideological clash over value, risk, and the very foundation of a league standing at its most promising and precarious crossroads. The owner's offer wasn't a lowball. It was a quantum leap forward, wrapped in a warning. The union's rejection wasn't a mere negotiation.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. All right, right now, this is where they at right now, right? Average player salaries, projected player salaries. Okay, boom, in 2025, prior to the CBA, it was 120 grand, right? Then it would go 540 grand, 780 grand, $1 million, right? Okay. Now, this is the Supermax salary. Now, that's with the projections, and if they sign a new CBA, these are the average salaries. So you're looking at $540K for this season, getting up to $780K in 20.
Tactic. It was a declaration of principle, laden with risk. To unpack this stalemate is to dissect the past, present, and 2 possible futures for the WNBA. One of sustainable, shared growth, or one of a high-stakes gamble that could either cement its place among sports giants or jeopardize its hard-won momentum. This is the story of that offer, that rejection, and the $2.4 million question that now hangs over everything. Before judging the refusal, one must fully comprehend what was refused. The framework presented by the WNBA's ownership group, as detailed in documents obtained by ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, wasn't merely a salary bump. It was a comprehensive blueprint for a new league.
What y'all think y'all worth 2.4 right now? This is crazy. This is crazy that the owners offered y'all a deal that 5 years from now, the max y'all will be getting 2.4, possibly even more. Okay, y'all be getting 1.3 for this season on a max deal, an average salary of $540,000. They said no. 2031, the average salary will be $1 million. The average. Yeah, these ladies is Delulu. These ladies are Delulu, man. They've lost it, man. $2.4 million turned down.
Designed to address years of player grievances and aspirations in one sweeping package. A. The financial architecture. Rewriting the salary scale. The most eye-popping numbers concern compensation. The current collective bargaining agreement, CBA, has a maximum salary of approximately $250,000. The average salary sits around $120,000. These figures, often compared to the NBA's averages in the tens of millions, have been the central flashpoint for discussions about equity and value. The owner's new proposal sought to obliterate that old scale and build a new one from the ground up. Maximum salaries. A new Supermax tier would be established, starting at $1.3 million for the 2025 season, and escalating annually to reach $2.4 million by 2031. This represents nearly a tenfold increase from the current max over the life of the deal. Average salaries. More telling than the
contracts, upward salary adjustments, which means they would make adjustments to the salaries that rookies are on so they can get more money. Like, it's a win around the board, man. It's a win around the board. Team charter travel, preseason, regular season, and postseason games, first class travel in and out of team market, higher annual salary, more allowable guaranteed contracts per team, additional categories of salary protection, 2 new development player rosters. So they were going to add 2 roster spots for development.
Star salaries is the planned rise for the league's rank and file. The average player's salary would jump from $120,000 to $540,000 immediately upon ratification. This average would then climb to $780,000 and ultimately cross the $1 million threshold by 2031. This focus on the average is critical. It signals an intent to elevate the entire middle class of the league, not just its headline stars. Financially, this proposal would transition the WNBA from a league where players often need overseas income to supplement their earnings to one where a stateside career can genuinely generate generational wealth for a far broader group of athletes. B. The quality of life revolution. Beyond the paycheck, perhaps more revolutionary than the raw salaries were the ancillary benefits, which directly target
physical therapists, access to nutritionists. I mean, listen, man, the WNBA players, got to get real, man. These owners have made adjustments. They're looking to do things. The players are kind of like wacky, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. They very wacky for this, man. Higher team contributions to players, 401k retirement, increased performance bonuses for awards and playoff advancement. Additional funding for player programs, access to recently retired players, broader access to family planning benefits, medical benefits, continuation for players waived.
Long-standing player complaints about working conditions, career support, and overall professionalism. Travel. The perpetual demand for charter flights was met in full. The proposal mandated team charter travel for all preseason, regular season, and postseason games, with first-class commercial travel for any individual trips in and out of team markets. This addresses player safety, recovery, competitive fairness, and dignity, a monumental operational expense and a historic concession. Health and wellness. The proposal mandated significant upgrades to team infrastructure, requiring each franchise to employ or provide access to team physicians, certified athletic trainers, strength and conditioning coaches, physical therapists, nutritionists. This creates a professional support system on par with other major leagues, directly impacting player performance, longevity, and health. Career and family support. Roster expansion. 2 new developmental player roster spots per team.
Alcohol abuse, elimination of marijuana testing, 50% of certain team fines donated to PA selected charity, ability to invest and have endorsement deals with sports betting, fantasy, and cannabis companies. I don't think we should do that. It's too much going on. It's too much going on with the gambling stuff. I don't think y'all should do that at all. I think that's a bad idea. The NBA is already trying to move away from a lot of these betting deals that they had because of all the stuff they got going on. Mobile medical record app for players, earlier first payment of annual salary, additional mental health resources, increased promotional and commercial appearance fees, new non-birthing parent leave policy. You ain't even the one pregnant. What do you got to leave for?
Team would be created. This directly addresses the heartbreaking reality for many second and third round draft picks, who often get cut immediately and must go overseas. This provides 24 more jobs and a pathway for development within the league. Parental and family benefits. A groundbreaking expansion of benefits included increased salary cap exceptions for pregnant players, a new non-birth parent leave policy, and requirements for teams to cover travel and hotel accommodations for the young children of players and their caregivers. Medical continuation. Players waived after the midpoint of the season would retain league medical benefits, a protection that does not currently exist. Financial and personal autonomy. Enhanced 401k retirement plan contributions from teams, the elimination of marijuana testing, and the creation of treatment programs for substance issues, reflecting evolving social norms and focusing on health over punishment. Permission for players to invest in and secure endorsements with sports betting, fantasy sports, and cannabis companies' lucrative modern markets previously off limits. Increased performance bonuses for awards and playoff success. Complimentary league pass and all-star tickets. In essence, the owner's proposal was a holistic reimagining of the WNBA players' professional life. It moved far beyond haggling over percentage points of revenue. It addressed travel fatigue, parental concerns, post-career health, in-career development, and personal liberty. As one analyst put it was a win all the way around the board on the issues players had vocally championed for years. Given the transformative nature of the offer, the union's swift and definitive no requires deep explanation. It is not a rejection of the improvements themselves, which the union has likely fought for internally, but a rejection of the framework and the philosophy underlying the offer. The disagreement centers on 2 core, intertwined concepts: revenue sharing and valuation of risk. The Players Association is not merely asking for more money, it is demanding a fundamental restructuring of the league's economic model. Their goal is a 50-over-50 revenue split of basketball-related income, BRI, mirroring the model in the NBA and other major professional sports leagues. From the union's perspective, this is a matter of fairness and partnership. The players are the product. Their talent, their labor, their marketability, and their physical risk generate the value that owners profit from. A guaranteed share of revenue aligns the interests of both parties toward growing the league and ensures that players directly benefit from the value they create. They see the owner's offer generous, as its dollar figures may seem as a cleverly structured salary cap system that ultimately keeps control and the upside of explosive growth in the hands of ownership. The union suspects, or outright believes, that the league's financial health is stronger than portrayed. The recent media rights deals, soaring franchise valuations, like the $150 million sale of the Seattle Storm, and massive spikes in sponsorship and attendance revenue, suggest a league on the verge of profitability, if not already there. They fear that locking into fixed salary escalators, even steep ones, could leave them on the sidelines if revenues explode beyond projections. In their view, the owners are offering generational wealth, while potentially positioning themselves to secure generational fortunes. The owner's proposal, particularly its third stated goal, maintain incentives for team and league investment, is a direct response to the revenue share demand. Their argument is rooted in financial caution and a stark assessment of the league's history and current reality. The shadow of subsidy. The WNBA has lost money for most of its existence, historically subsidized by the NBA. Only recently has it begun to approach potential self-sustainability. Owners argue that imposing a 50% revenue share on a still-maturing business model could instantly return the league to steep losses, chilling the very investment needed for growth, new arenas, practice facilities, marketing, expansion teams. The Caitlin Clark factor and concentrated risk. Owners point to an uncomfortable but irrefutable data point. The league's recent growth is incredibly concentrated. When rookie sensation Caitlin Clark played last season, viewership soared. When she was injured, it dropped by 55%. This isn't a commentary on other players' worth, but a stark business reality. The owners are essentially arguing they are being asked to guarantee salaries based on revenue driven by a phenomenon that may not be fully transferable to the entire league or durable over the long term. What happens if that singular draw diminishes? The revenue share model would force them to pay out guaranteed percentages, even if income falls. Investment incentives. The proposal's language about maintaining incentives is key. Building a professional sports league requires massive capital investment. Owners argue that if the profit potential is squeezed too early by player costs, there is little reason for them, or for new investors, to pour money into long-term projects. The league's trajectory, they warn, would stall out. In short, the owners see their offer not as stingy, but as responsible. Huge, guaranteed increases in player compensation and conditions, funded by a sustainable growth model that protects the league from future downturns. They view the union's demand as a high-risk bet that threatens the league's stability. This impasse is about more than money. It's about the direction and soul of the WNBA for the next decade. The consequences of the next move will ripple through every aspect of the league. A. The specter of a work stoppage. The current CBA is expiring. If no agreement is reached, the owners could lock out the players, or the players could strike. A work stoppage at this precise moment when public interest is at an all-time high, when new fans are just engaging, and when media partners are expecting a product could be catastrophic. It could shatter the fragile momentum, alienate casual viewers, and hand the narrative back to those who have historically dismissed the league. The damage could take years to repair. B. The morale and mission divide. The negotiation has exposed potential fissures within the union itself. While the headline demand is for a revenue share that would most benefit stars commanding supermax deals, the owner's proposal significantly boosts the average salary. Is the union's strategy optimal for the majority of its members, the rotational players and role players who may never be all-stars? Furthermore, by rejecting the developmental roster spots, the union arguably turned down 24 job opportunities for future members in pursuit of a broader financial principle. These internal tensions could complicate solidarity if a work stoppage drags on. C. The external perception battle. The public relations war is already raging. One narrative paints the players as greedy, turning down an unprecedentedly rich deal, out of touch with economic reality. The other paints the owners as exploitative, using flashy numbers to obscure their true profits and maintain control. How this battle is perceived by fans, sponsors, and the media will significantly impact the leverage of each side. The players' moral authority, built on years of advocacy for equity, is now being tested against complex financial arguments. D. The legacy of this generation. This is the defining negotiation for the current generation of WNBA players. They are the ones who bridge the era of struggle to the era of opportunity. Their decision will set the economic floor and ceiling for those who follow. Will they be remembered as the group that secured foundational, life-changing improvements for all players? Or as the group that overplayed its hand and stalled the league's ascent? The weight of that legacy hangs in the balance. As of now, the sides are at a stalemate. The owners have made a best and final type of offer. Presenting it without their key decision makers, present a clear power play signaling they believe the ball is in the union's court. The union has rejected it outright. So, what happens next? Potential compromises. Phased-in revenue sharing. The owners could agree to a revenue-sharing model that triggers only after the league hits certain verifiable profitability benchmarks. For example, after league-wide revenue surpasses $500 million, or after X number of consecutive profitable years. This would give players the upside they seek while protecting the league's fragile foundation. Enhanced escalators with a kick-out clause. The current salary escalators could be made even more aggressive, tied directly to annual revenue growth. The CBA could include a clause that allows the union to reopen negotiations on the economic terms if revenues exceed projections by a certain margin. Immediate implementation of non-economic terms. To build goodwill, the league and union could agree to immediately implement the charter travel, health staff, and family benefits while continuing to negotiate the pure revenue split. This would show tangible progress and improve player welfare during what could be protracted talks. The collision course. If neither side blinks, the path leads to a work stoppage. A lockout or strike would be a brutal test of resolve. Who has more to lose? The owners, who have invested heavily and are finally seeing returns, or the players, for whom a missed season represents a significant portion of a short career's earning potential? The pain would be mutual, but the long-term damage to the league brand could be irreparable. The WNBA stands at the most critical juncture in its history. The owner's $2.4 million offer was not an insult. It was a testament to how far the league has come and a detailed map for a more prosperous, professional future. The players' rejection was not mere greed. It was a principled stand for a true partnership in that future, refusing to settle for a better cage when they believe they can help build a new house. The tragedy would be if, in this high-stakes game of chicken, both sides forgot they are ultimately on the same team, with the same goal: a thriving, permanent, and respected WNBA. The owner's offer provides security and dramatic improvement. The players' demand seeks equity and shared destiny. The question now is whether these two visions can be synthesized before the window of opportunity slams shut. Can the players accept that true partnership sometimes requires patience and shared risk? Can the owners accept that true investment means sharing not just improvements, but also the upside they all hope to create? The answer will define whether this moment is remembered as the time the WNBA finally cemented its place, or the time it gambled away its greatest chance. The deal is on the table. The future is in the balance, and everyone is watching.